What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily, and hop in the Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below. Now, we've been here before.
Yeah.
Kicking off a brand new week of a brand new season here at MCF. But man, something about this one does feel a little extra special. So, with that said, guys, I can't wait because we made it through an entire offseason. We are here. It is the Monday pre-game week. Heading into week one, of course, facing off
the Giants now, guys. It's all about the Giants the rest of this week, and this is what it's going to be every week.
Been there before.
Our new opponent. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like this every single time. We're going to do the recaps on Monday, break down everything leading up to the game the rest of the week. And, of course, until game day itself. Of course, every Sunday, Monday, whatever day it's on, we'll be doing our live stream reaction with the cameras on, the whole 9 yards. You know what we do here on My Cowboys Family. And, hey, starting off a new season, a new week here on My Cowboys Family, we got to talk about the people representing the boards here that make the world go around on this channel here for, again, 6+ years, 7th season. Doing this thing on YouTube here, My Cowboys Family. So, baby, let's open up and give. There's a lot of people to shout out. A lot of different people representing all of our boards tonight here and this week. So, baby, let's kick it off. Because you see the sponsor of the week, Jason Renfro. He took it away from SnugX last week. SnugX had 3 in a row. Snug has 4 in a row because, yes, he is our Cash App king. Much love to SnugX. You know why he's here. So, he's got a whole month of domination there. But Jason Renfro went in there and swept in there and took the sponsor of the week to kick it off week 1, 2023 against the Giants. So much love to Jason Renfro. Much love to SnugX. And David Lara, 84 points on that stream, boss. In the green right now, looking crispy and clean. Appreciate all you guys repping it here with us on My Cowboys Family. Now, as far as the leaders for this week, well, actually, let me stop for a second because we got the gifting membership side of things, and that is being controlled right now for 5 straight weeks by Jason Renfro, our sponsor of the week. So much love to Jason. He does have 2 out of the 5 or 2 out of the 4 boards, so he's half controlled here as we go into week 1 against the Giants. But yes, he is representing the gifting membership champion. Again, 5 weeks in a row, much love. 3 months before that in a row with Skeptical Fan. So it's been just back and forth between them two. But baby, pre-stream, we have a new leader in the gifting membership side of things. And that was Skeptical Fan, the man staying skeptical, who's first place, kicking off the week on the overall board.
Congrats to Ice Tippler for the gifted membership.
Mr. Tippler gets that. Much love. Congrats to him and much love to Skeptical Fan making that happen. He's got a 1-point lead over everyone else in the gifting membership side of things. And anybody can gift memberships. If you're in the membership, any level, you can drop love for people to get a free gifted membership. Use those emojis. You see us, we stack those emojis anti-Giants for this week. So drop them if you got them. Drop them right now if you got them. So again, much love to Skeptical in the lead there On the overall board, it is Skeptical Fan in the lead, as you can see, the only guy on the board. And when it comes to the Cash App side, baby, the leader is no one. It's empty currently right now at this second.
Yeah, that's a brand new week.
Yeah, we'll see what happens if anybody jumps in there tonight, in the week. We'll see who wins. Hey, there's other ways. Look, you got the thanks button. You got gifting memberships. You can jump into the membership like some people who are coming back, like Dwayne Broussard, Roy Strasner, Amazing Games. These guys are going to be on that board tomorrow, it looks like, as they, rep that membership once again in the, Mr. DB, Top Dog, star level membership, and Roy Strasner, Amazing Games in that navy blue crew. So appreciate all you there. Memberships, gifting memberships, super chats, thanks button. But there's other ways to jump into the Cash App side of things. And baby, why don't you let them know the 4 other ways to do that?
Of course, you have the Cash App money sign MyCowboysFamily, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family, the regular PayPal link, and last but not least, you have your regular Streamlabs link there, which lets your comments show up on screen just like a super chat.
Exactly, guys. So appreciate everybody as we kicking off 2023. All of this counts, guys. I'm talking about your drops of knowledge in the chat, drops of love throughout each week. Keeps it going, keeps building towards that 6 and beyond, baby. You know how we do here on My Cowboys Family. Keeps the channel going on the nightly. So as we get ready to see that, I do want to say one last thing. Big time congrats to Jason Renfro one more time. Why do I say that? You know why. He was a star level winner for the month of September. He got his jersey. He's going to get his jersey. An Aikman jersey. We're going to talk about the styles and all that stuff. Make sure you message me, Mr. Jason Renfro. But I know you want I know what you want. I'm going to try to get that for you and see what we can get. Either way, you know how this goes. Once a month, star level members, sewn and stitched jersey. One of you guys win a sewn and stitched jersey from Cowboys Mosh. And there's about 30, 40 different players, a whole lot of different styles, sizes. You know the deal. So, hey, new school, old school legends, whatever. Hall of Famers, a lot of numbers, a lot of Cowboy players to choose from. Congrats to Jason Renfro kicking it off in 2023. And we'll see every month who keeps, who gets, wins a jersey raffle. Right now, it's a 1 out of 7 chance. Because we got to announce, guys, right now. Let's announce that star level membership crew. Nightly shout outs for guys like Jason Renfro, Skeptical Fan, Dwayne Broussard, the Top Dog, Ron the Don Smith, LC Lincoln Kane, all the way from Australia. You got, of course, Mary Alvarez and Andy Potts. So appreciate everybody. Anybody new coming in there, you'll be in for the for the October monthly jersey raffle. So again, thank you guys on that side of things. Appreciate everybody in the house hitting that like, subscribe, and notification bell. And now let's see who's in the house kicking off a new week with us here on this channel for this season for our Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, thank you to Skeptical Fan, of course, always. Staying skeptical.
Hell yeah.
Stephen White, hello and hi. Rolando Rodriguez in the house. Double R representing. Splenda Papi, what's up? Scorpio in the house. We have Bobby Bottles, much love to you.
Bobby.
Frank Moyer, hello and hi. So I think it was Skeptical Fan, if I'm not mistaken.
As far as
the gifted membership
for tonight,
for Frank.
Oh, okay, yeah. It could be Jason. It could be Skeptical.
No, I know there's a bit of back and forth, but I think Frank specifically was Skeptical from the other day, if I'm not mistaken. So
much love to the gifters.
Of course, Brandon Shea in the house. Rolling back a little bit more. Fuego 2.0 representing. Griff 181, peace, love to you. Let's see. Just want to make sure I don't miss anybody as I'm scrolling back here. I think so far that's everybody. I mean, Lee Side Herald, I guess, counts vaguely as a person. But Bruce got the Toxic Juice coming through representing, so.
Yeah, I'm listening.
With that said, let me go ahead and hand it back to you, my love.
Yeah, of course. And before we even get going, a couple of things I want to say. I forgot what I was going to say now. I know one thing I'm not going to forget to say, and that is a new leader in the Cash App, baby. Jason Renfro. Hell yeah, you know who's in the house. And Jason Renfro, guys, trickled in some love in there. A couple of drops of love. $1 holler and a GO Cowboys to kick it off. And he said, you know what, just to make sure I keep a little bit of a lead, how about $1.17 holler as well? Much love, Jason Renfro. He is now officially in the lead on the Cash App board and in second place on the overall board. Much love, much love, much love. So again, any quick comments here? Of course, we got to talk about some injuries today. First practice of this week, kind of a bonus practice, I guess you can say.
Yes, actually, a quick little check-in here, guys. For Pretty Pre, LaMarcus Robinson, Ken got kicks again last few days to reach out to us. Let us know what raffle prize you want. You did win that awesome navy blue raffle we had the other day, so please reach out to us so you can pick one of the 3 prizes that's still left to select from. If not, we will have to re-raffle those here shortly. So thank you to Giovanni, who just joined into the membership thanks to Jason Renfro.
Woo.
Thank you so much, Jason. Much love to you.
The gifting king. He's back on the scene. He's got a tie and a 1-1 tie on the gifting board with Skeptical Fan, and he's currently now, officially, in first place on the overall board. It's just like that. Jason Renfro is doing a little mini takeover here, kicking off a brand new, fresh week. Not just a fresh week, a fresh year here.
That's what we like to see. So, with that said, I also see, I think, a little comment here from our man all the way from Hawaii. A big mahalo to Mark Osepian.
Much love to the man, Mark.
He's coming through with a $2 holler, and he said, any upcoming O-line, signings?
I wish I could give you better news. You know the Cowboys are going to do their own guys. You know it. There's no looking forward to any upcoming signings. Anybody is out there right now, it seems like, is equal to who we have now or worse. That's where we're at with the offensive line. Oh, and there it is. The Mark Hosepian, $2. His holler. So much love once again. Mr. Mark Hosepian on the board as well. And third place on the overall board.
Mario Roberts, thank you to you as well. Hello and hi. But yeah, Mark, kind of going back to your point.
What do you think, baby?
The Cowboys have kept most of their behind-the-scenes stuff relatively quiet. And even the Trey Lance thing has stayed quiet just because it moved too quickly for there to be any kind of speculation about it. Does that make sense? Like, by the time we were hearing rumors, it was already a done deal.
Yeah,
so
good point.
If we make any kind of O-line moves, I expect it's going to be something like that in the sense of, I agree with what you're saying, right? It's not like we're going to go out there and somehow bring in the next Tyler Smith or whatever the heck. But if we do get someone, it's just going to be, the Cowboys, by the way, signed this guy.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
It would
be somebody equal to like Matt Farniok.
Yeah, I think as of now, it seems like the Cowboys are, like you said, they're happy with what they have, but maybe some situations today make them, a little less happy. We'll have to see. Thank you, Skeptical Fan, so much with a $3 holler. Another classic Go Cowboys. He said, check the cash out.
Yeah, I wasn't going to give you a clue. He's not done there. I just crossed my path, Mr. Skeptical Fan. And the man staying skeptical. The man got that navy blue raffle. The man currently in command of everything right now.
Woo.
It's Mr. Skeptical Fan, and he just dropped a $20 Tony Pollard holler in the Cash App. Why, you say? He said, "Your Cowboys."
Ooh, thank you so much, Skeptical. Appreciate you, of course.
Much love. And guess who's in first place now? Tied in first place in the gifting board. He's in first place on the overall board and first place on the Cash App. You see his name, Skeptical Fan. The battle begins. It already begun. Not just against the Giants, but here on MCF. It's always a friendly family battle. Much love to everybody in the house. Repping that star of everything. Repping it here with us on MyCowboysFamily with the family. And let's, if there's nothing else to go, baby, I'm ready to go and get it on a little bit and talk a little bit Cowboy football here.
I'm ready
NFL to Cowboy football. You know how we do.
Now remember, I will say, one of the things that has grinded my gears the last few days, and Scorpio kind of mentioned in the chat early on, what the heck is it with these rumors about what's his face from Kansas City? And the only reason I bring it up, what's his name again?
Chris
Jones?
No,
yeah. Is it Chris Jones?
Yeah,
Chris Jones from Kansas City. What bullshit, guys. Just letting you know, if you saw some clickbait fake news that somehow he was coming to Dallas or whatever, that was crap. That's just, internet trolls trying to troll. But, man, everyone and their mom is just really, really trying to push that type of narrative.
Listen,
I'm not a fan. That's all.
It's believe it or not, it's just people trying to put the Cowboy. It's not even Chris Jones. It's what here's what
I agree.
You know what else happened today? I saw it out there. I had to go and shoot it down on multiple sites. I saw this report that Mike Evans from the Buccaneers is coming to the Cowboys. And then I heard Mike Evans from the Buccaneers is going to the Giants. I mean, guys, first of all, Mike Evans ain't going to the Cowboys. That's number one. Number two, Mike Evans, I highly doubt is going to the Giants because they did a little restructuring on Daniel Jones's deal. So everyone started talking about, Mike Evans going to the Giants. I think people just love to just start rumors. I think that's just the way it is. And a lot of people enjoy the rumors. You know what I mean? They live for the rumors. I can't do that. I cannot give you BS rumors, guys. If one of these things turn out to be true, so be it. But I cannot throw out there, Chris Jones, what if? let's go get, Aaron Donald. What about Mike Evans or the Giants getting Mike Evans? I mean, these are just, baseless rumors, just people's hopes, people's opinions. We here at MCF try to clarify all that as best we can, obviously. Sometimes we might miss something. Sometimes we might hit on something, too many times. Either way, Frank Moyer here, he's listening. Stephen White, Retro, Drums and Cowboys, Orlando Rodriguez. Yeah, I heard about Shannon Sharp and Skip there. And they went at it. Listen, I try to avoid all that clickbait craziness out there, especially from those big networks. But, I do like to discuss not just Dallas Cowboy news, info, and updates, but NFL info and updates. And, there's the third quarterback situation, that new rule in the NFL that this year you can carry a third quarterback on your roster and have him active for game day, even if he's not on your, I guess, I would say active, players, but he has to be on your 53-man roster. The guy has to be. He can't be a practice squad guy. You can't move him up and on game day and elevate him and be no. He cannot be elevated from the practice squad. Your third quarterback, for example, right now it's Trey Lance. Trey Lance must be on the Cowboys 53-man roster. So of course, Dak, Cooper Rush, and then Trey Lance. So if you want to use that third quarterback option in games, he has to be on the 53-man roster. Obviously. You cannot take him from your practice squad and then elevate him from the practice squad to game day and then put him on as your third quarterback. Keep that in mind. And, again, for us, you have the active players, right? We have 46, is it? 46 active players? So 46 active players on the roster, you might have 6 players inactive. It will be your third quarterback every time. That's okay. But your third quarterback will be inactive of the 53, but then will be in game on the side, emergency active kind of spot for them. So just keep that in mind, guys. You have to have your third quarterback must be on your 53-man roster, not practice squad, not elevated. Okay. And he can only enter the game if both. In our example, let's say Dak Prescott goes down, and then Cooper Rush goes down. Now if Cooper Rush has a bad game, you're stuck. He has to get hurt. Yeah. So if both guys get hurt,
he has to be incapable of playing, not just shitty.
So that means injury or ejection. Now I guess if Cooper Rush playing bad,
throw a punch.
If I'm like Mike McCarthy, I'm saying call the ref something derogatory or angry or yell at him or attack him or I don't know, and then let him throw you out the game so we can get in Trey Lance. I don't know. So I mean, again, that's.
Oh isn't it just better to fake a soccer injury and just hobble off the field? I guess.
Look, the point is, quarterback 1, quarterback 2 must be out, and if they were, if unable to play, to have quarterback 3 in the game, and their starting quarterback and your backup could only re-enter if they are cleared to return to the game off injury, let's say. The third quarterback can't come in because the quarterback 1 or 2 are playing badly, and the third quarterback can only play quarterback. He cannot be used in a wildcat. He can't be used in a running situation like as a running back type of kind of guy. It would be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, by the way.
Okay.
If everyone else takes a snap while the third quarterback is on the field. So, I'm sorry, if anyone else takes a snap from the center while that third quarterback, it's a different rule for that third quarterback. You just can't run if your whole offense is wildcat and you're getting your third guy in, you cannot run wildcat anymore. So just some interesting. That's a kind of a short version of today. The quarterback rule, a question answer pamphlet was sent out to every NFL team.
Okay.
So I just gave you the important factors of the rules to this thing, and everyone kind of got on there. I just wanted to take a quick second to do that. And again, that's obviously more of a, I guess you could say, if you talk about our team, as of right now, it would not be Cooper Rush in this situation. Right now, we're talking about a Trey Lance situation as our third quarterback. And then when he comes in, he's active. He is active on a 53. He'll be inactive for the game, but he'll be emergency active as a third quarterback. Only way he comes in, Dak goes down, Cooper Rush goes down or rejected, either guy, and then Lance can come back in. I will say this. If we keep him on 53 and he's active also for the game, you can bring him in whenever you want. You understand? If you have the only time you use that third quarterback in that inactive role, but they're emergency active, then that has certain restrictions. But if you have all 3 guys on your game day roster, you can do whatever you want with these guys.
Yeah.
Like if the Cowboys use Trey Lance in some packages as a running kind of quarterback situation with Dak or with Cooper, I'm just saying you keep all 3 on your roster. You're cool. You don't have to worry about that anymore. So he's like a piece. He could be still a piece in other ways. You can still use him in a wildcat. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that if he's your third quarterback and inactive for that game, but as only emergency active third quarterback. So just want to break down the rules. We shouldn't see many issues on this. It's pretty clear cut, I think, and it's pretty easy to figure out. Even if you're in game and you made a mistake about bringing your quarterback on or not, I mean, there's only certain rules you can't get. You can't bring him out. It's just illegal to bring out your quarterback if he's third stringer. That's it. If he's in this situation, if he's in this emergency quarterback situation. Anyways, there's that little quarterback rule there. Let's talk about the NFL real quick. Former Vikings tight end Kyle Rudolph today officially retired from the NFL for 12 seasons. So he's now done for his career. I think he was Giants last year. Now the Rams, I was going to bring this up a couple days ago. Their All-Pro wide receiver Cooper Kupp been having some issues with a hamstring, and that's going to be very important for us specifically. But he's Cooper Kupp, All-Pro guy there, receiver for the Rams in Minnesota right now, to see a specialist in the hopes of getting a root cause of his hamstring issues.
So it's gone beyond just my hamstring's a little sore, or this hurts, or something's good. Like it sounds like this has been a consistent problem for him.
Oh yeah. So, and it's something that's I don't know if it's gonna keep him up for a couple of weeks. Maybe I hope he's there when we play them and we show up.
I'm assuming it depends on what they find the cause is. You know what I mean? But I'm just gonna go ahead and gander at a guess here that if it's serious enough that he's seeking information from specialists and seeking second opinions and looking into it a little more, even if it ends up being something they can't do anything about, it's obviously affecting him in some way. So, just a factor to keep in mind, right? We always want to know who's at 100%, who's at 99%. Although, I can't remember if it was Micah or somebody else. I know within the last year or so, one of the Cowboy players or someone said that, basically as soon as the football season starts, you're not playing at 100%. Actually, it was Micah. Because I think it was when he was talking about, how obviously he was a bit banged up towards the end of last year and things like that. And I remember he made comments about that. That's all.
No. And by the way, speaking of Micah, not too much today on Micah Parsons, but a lot of people saying, I know Brian Broder said something like, it's going to be a struggle to kind of keep him full blast the whole year. Partially why he decided to bulk up and kind of get a little bigger in the offseason. That's the whole purpose. They knew this was going to be a little bit of an issue, so he bulked up so he can stay better, stay cleaner, stay healthier for longer into games and longer into the season.
Exactly. Be able to have a little bit more of the endurance that he's going to need. Yep. And, that muscle, that weight, that heft is going to help him do that. Yeah. Honestly, I just hope that Mike McCarthy helps him find a bit of a balance between giving it his all and maybe pumping the brakes to reserve some of that Micah Parsons energy for the playoffs and beyond, where we really need him to if we turn it on to 11.
if we can balance him out in the regular season, then we can get him to his fullest towards the end of the year by powering him up towards the playoffs and maybe holding him out some plays a little less work for him towards the end of the season. We'll see how that goes. Don't want to overjump that. But anyways, speaking of pass rushers, Niners star edge rusher Nick Bosa, according to most reports, they're going to need a significant breakthrough to get him back on the field. He's holding out. He wants a big deal. Nick Bosa right now, not going to play this first game.
Another one.
Yeah, so that's something.
He saw Chris Jones and he's like, let me get some of that.
keep an eye on him. Keep a watch on that. And last kind of NFL news, which is directly related to our upcoming opponent, the New York Giants. They restructured the contract of quarterback Daniel Jones. They converted his $8.42 million base salary into a signing bonus, and they created $6.315 million in cap space. Now, people are saying that's to get Mike Evans. Who knows, but I don't see that happening. And even if he does come to the Giants, I doubt he's going to. I guess he could play right away, but he's going to have to know the plays. I don't know. I think we have an advantage if Mike Evans in the game. We're there at the Giants for 4 or 5 days before they're going to play. So, Giant fans, I wouldn't hold your breath. Either way, they're moving money around on purpose, probably similar to the reasons we're doing it, so we can open up money for next year, maybe pay some people next year. Open up some money so you can roll it over next season. You never know. The Giants might try to make a move or two still. Maybe sign one of their own guys. Who knows? Either way, that's the NFL news. Let's talk about our guy that we signed yesterday. And I say signed, we had him under contract for a 1-year deal, but Terrence Steele, guys, again, I love the player when he's healthy. Last 2 years been fantastic, but I'm still not sure about it. Yesterday we talked about his deal, his contract. We got the details of his contract now. And I know some people were asking about it yesterday. 78 people in the house. That is interesting because that's his number. But let's look at the contract breakdown. 6 years total, right? It's a 5-year extension this year and 5 more years. The max with incentives and everything, $91.804 million. The signing bonus was $15 million. All right. The 2023, this year's base salary for Terrence Steele, $1.3 million. Next year's base salary, $7.25. In 2025, $13.25 million. 2026, $13.25 million. 2027, $16.25 million. In 2028, $16.75 million. Not even crazy. If he plays all those years, that's a steal.
I agree.
For offensive linemen. Now, his cap number this year, when you look at the signing bonus and you divvy it out and all that stuff, it remains exactly the same as it was yesterday, the day before yesterday. He was going to play on a $4.304 million cap hit. That's the cap hit this year. Nothing has changed. Our cap we still got $18 million open on the cap.
Okay, so that's straightforward at least.
Pretty easy there. Now, the first 2 years, this is what's crazy now. The first 2 years of his contract are fully guaranteed. His 2020, then you go into 2025, right? 2023, 24. In 2025, his base salary is guaranteed on the 5th day of that league year. So, like Zeke, if we put a June 1st cut or whatever it is, we will get out of that contract. I'll explain what happens in a minute. He also has a $12.446 million guarantee for injury if he's there with us in 2026. And he can earn an additional $1.25 million in escalators every year from 2025, 26, 27, and 28. Also, he has an active roster bonus, incentives as well, totaling $750,000 each year of the new contract, 24 to 28. So, look, all I'm saying here is let's get the real true situation on this contract is, how long are we locked in for him? That was my issue. A 5-year deal, $50 million guaranteed. What does this mean when it comes to the years and how it stocks up? Listen, this year he's getting a $4.3 million cap hit at age 26. Next year at age 27, 2024, he's only hitting us for $9.8 million on the cap. It's not bad for a guy who could be in the Pro Bowl this end of the season. And that is when the Cowboys can tap out of his deal.
So, I mean, I'm just saying, it really works out well. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Well, no, it's not that. It's still not going to we just don't tap out and then we're free of money, of cap hit. After the 2 years, guys, if we decide to trade him or cut him or whatever it may be, we have $9 million dead money that year in 2025. We are dead. If he gets hurt, he's not pans out the next 2 years, he don't pan out, we lose $9 million in 2025, but we save $6 million because we don't get the full $15.8 million of his hit that would have been 2025. So if something goes wrong if his knee acts up, if he loses his mojo, whatever it may be, and in 2 years, and I think that's fair enough, in 2 years the Cowboys can decide to move away from Terrence Steele, and if they do that, we'll eat $9 million, but we're going to eat 15. So we save $6 million with that, and we could probably save more if it's a June 1st cut. And if he does stay with us in 2025, $15.8 million cap hit. Then in 2026, again, he's 28 there. In 2026, he's 29. Another $15.8 million cap hit. In 2027, $19.8 million at 30 years old. And in 2028, $20.3 million is going to be the cap hit there. 31 years old when this deal is over. And, I mean, if we get the full thing, guys, that's a steal across the board. The great thing to me, last night I was not crazy about this because of his injury, but I'm going to say this. His deal, I like it better when you look at the contract details. It's virtually a 2-year deal, and then the Cowboys have an out. That is so major with a guy that has a torn MCL, and an ACL. He had 2 tears in his knee. So his base salary in 2025, you got to remember, it's guaranteed on the 5th day of the league year. So that's the big decision year. Is 2024 ends, 2025, or what are we going to do? We have to decide that, guys. We have to decide it before the 5th day of the new league year. So we're basically saying before, let's say, March 20th. I'm just throwing a number out. So before March 20th, we got to get an answer for Terrence Steele. In March 20th, 2025, we need an answer from the organization on if they keep him, guys, we're going to take another hit as far as injury guarantee. He's going to be guaranteed in 2026 if we keep him on board. So that's why I'm saying that's a big decision year, 2 years from now. But I do like the fact that the Cowboys can break out of this, lose $9 million only, and still be, off the hook on everything. And if they decide to keep him at that point, that means he must have held up injury-wise. He must be playing well. And if that happens, that means you damn well want to keep him for $15 million. All right, so I'm just saying for the next 2 years after that, and then again, it pops up to 19 and 20 million in the last 2 years of his contract. But I like it. It's a great constructed deal. I give Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, whoever does this, give them credit for kind of getting this thing done. Kind of a fair deal for both sides. I'm saying Terrence Steele gets his solid guaranteed money. The reason why it's $50 million, I mean, he's only getting like 25. He's only getting some of the money here up front, but there's a huge part of that guarantee, which is injury guarantees. That's where you break it down in 2026. So, again, the guaranteed money, it's not just fully guaranteed across the board for $50 million. You got guaranteed $50 million, but there's like 15 just on 1 year just on injury guarantees. So, and that's only if it gets to that point. It's not necessarily guaranteed. So, the Cowboys have a lot of outs on this deal. I love the way it was constructed. So congrats to the front office on this one. And I was down on this deal in the sense of worrying about his ACL. I don't mind the risk for $4 million cap hit this year, $9 million next year, another $9 million after that if we have to get away from him and eat the money. So to me, I think it's a great deal. I'm not sure what you guys may think, but I think it's a great.
I mean, I thought it was a great deal even yesterday. Yeah. So now I'm just even more, I don't want to say justified because it's not like I'm right or wrong or whatever, but I feel like it's even more of a good deal. Again, established the pass, which, by the way, if you guys aren't already checking him out, subbed up to him.
Oh, yeah.
A huge shout out to you. Glad to see you back. He said it was a good contract, well-deserved. Basically a 2-year deal with a 3rd-year option. Well,
it's a 2-year deal with like a 5-year. It goes up to another 3-year option after that. You have that, again, after 2 years. My worry was his injury. And so now that it looks like there's a 2-year out on this, I'm happy about the deal. When it was at 5 years, $50 million guarantee, you're looking at 3.5 years guaranteed. Just looking at it like that, it's not a great. I was a little worried. I like the player. He sold me on him. He did this himself. He worked hard. Terrence Steele to get to this point because I never would have thought that after year 1, but he did it. Then he got hurt, and that makes me a little nervous. But I like the fact that we have 2 years to see what he got. And if he's holding up and he's doing his thing, it's a steal on the deal. And we can decide that at that point. I love it. I love the deal. Congrats. I know I give shit to Stephen Jones all the time, and I have issues with him and Jerry and all that fucking front office shit. But I do also give credit when credit's due, so congrats. Great job by the front office, Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones, and the whole front office there, who lead that side of things. If you tell me about a player acquisition, I'm saying Will McClay. I'm not saying Stephen Jones or Jerry Jones. If you tell them about a contract situation, that's Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones, specifically Stephen Jones. So Great signing there. If you look at some of the most notable undrafted free agents to get money from the Cowboys in the last 20 years now, we know Terrence Steele, 6-year, $91.8 max contract. Tony Romo, he was undrafted, right? $127 million. That's how much he got in his deal. La'el Collins, undrafted, $38.5 million when he cashed in. Miles Austin, undrafted, $36.1 million. Cole Beasley, undrafted, when he got his deal with the Cowboys, $15.54 million. And Dan Bailey, undrafted, $13.69 million.
Deserved every penny of it.
So, Cowboys, to me, you know what this comes from too, baby? I'm gonna bring up some information here. I'm sure you guys remember us talking about it here a lot. But the new analytics people. I said this the other day about some of the acquisitions we made. Some of the running backs that we kept. That's part of the analytics room. The new people we got there, the tops in the NFL. And the Cowboys are bringing on a very smart, sharp, new analytics group that we brought in. Park, Malapali, and others. That now, you can see them. They've been proactive with, I guess, working with the coaches, and you'll hear Mike McCarthy speak on this, but they're working with coaches to kind of work with the coaches. Like, I like this guy, but does he have it? The analytics are saying yes or no. They're working together with these guys, and you're seeing the front office getting proactive with these early extensions. The last time we did this, 2019, and they were poorly constructed, in my opinion. So these are a lot better, and to me, the way it's structured for the team's perspective and for our advantage, I love it, and it helps the player, helps the team. This is the proper give and take. We were working with Zeke and Jalen Smith and La'el Collins in 2019. That was the way not to do it. That was the way to do it with a poor analytics room and a poor front office. This at least seems to be on the right track going forward. And again, think about this. Even before a lot of these people came on board, I'm going to give credit to the Joneses again because they were proactive with low-risk, high-reward trades. they had 3 proactive trades like this, in my opinion.
Yeah.
One of them being Brandon Cooks, another one Stephon Gilmore, and another one you can even throw in there Trey Lance. Why not? I'm just saying, like, there's a couple good choice, low risk, not giving up too much, high upside on a lot of these guys we brought in, and already, 2 out of the 3 already shown their impact here with Brandon Cooks and Stephon Gilmore. So it's a little bit like, I will say that the Eagles usually copy us, but this seems to be more of us kind of doing a little bit of Eagle-like movement here when it comes to some of our free agents, some of our stuff we've done. So Terrence Steele, baby, did speak today. And, he actually, this was actually, I think it was after practice. So we're going a little over, getting a little to the end here and coming back to the practice because some things definitely came out of that. But Terrence Steele spoke about his deal. He spoke about the rehab situation. What did he have to say, baby?
He said, "I'm glad to be here. It makes me feel like all the hard work I've put in has paid off. But I also know that there's more work to be put in. I won't be complacent." And it was actually really cute, really funny, because as, Terrence Steele's getting interviewed and all that stuff, Zach Bryan walks by and yells, "Big money." So it's really cute.
Yeah, I was saying that comment he said that, the hunger he still has for this, you know why he has that? He's an undrafted. Like, an undrafted player, he knows that the work is still far from done. Mm-hmm. They know this. So undrafteds, they worked hard just to get there. There's no way they're going to slack, I think. They have that different mindset than a guy who got drafted in the first round,
Exactly. So, and he did kind of obviously talk a little bit more about the behind the scenes of the contract, and he said they've been talking for a couple weeks, as in the front office and his agent. Going into last week, I knew they were talking, but I didn't know it was going to get that serious. I'd say Friday and Saturday, they made a big push for it, and it finally happened. And of course, the first people that he called as soon as he got the news, his parents. He said, "I definitely called my mom and dad. I let them know the good news, and they were super happy. And then I called my financial advisor right after." So, honestly, it sounds like he has a pretty decent head on his shoulders and definitely have the right mindset for what to do with this, right? We know something like over half of NFL players end up broke or something. So,
he's ready
it's good to see him putting that Cowboy contract to good use already. He also said that it probably has something to do with it as far as like his rehab process. He said, "Just gave them my confidence in my knee coming back. I've heard some people come back and they're not the same, so I just wanted to make the point coming back that I'm going to keep progressing like I have." And you do hear from McCarthy here shortly that it absolutely is mind-blowing just how quickly and how solidly, right? Like, any player can come back quickly from an injury, but are they actually going to look good? Are they going to be solid? Are they going to be, progressing the way you want them to? Can they carry the loads that they used to? Terrence Steele came back and said, "Hold my fucking beer." Because he came back sooner than anyone expected. Stronger than anyone expected. And I'm fully healed from an injury that most of us were sitting here having a lot of questions and doubts about. Yeah. Now, of course, long term, maybe there could be something there. But it certainly seems like for the short term, the Cowboys are very confident in their surgeons and their doctors. And, of course, Terrence Steele, who, by the way, you have to give him the credit because he's busted his ass when it came to rehabbing. I mean, almost single-minded focus. He kept on adding in there. "It's a blessing to even be here and compete the way I am. It's a testament to the work I've put in and the support from my family, friends, locker mates, coaches. It was a group effort, and it all worked out. I am so happy." So, and he does credit, once again, his parents for, not just raising him and all that, but, for helping him become the person that he is today. He said, "Honestly, I'm going to probably take care of my parents. Buy my mom a car, get Pop something, make sure he's good. I'm going to take care of my family first, and then I'll worry about whatever I need to after that. That was one of my main goals of coming in here and competing. I want to take care of my family and make sure that they are good for life."
That's great stuff there from Terrence Steele. And, I just have confidence. Again, I was really worried about him after that first.
Serious young man.
Yeah, after that first year, I wanted him off this team. I'll be the first one to say that. But, hey, Duke Manyweather, whatever Philbin did, I don't know. But Terrence Steele did it. And he worked himself into this thing and became a starter in his year 2. Became a dominant player in right tackle last year. Should have been a Pro Bowler until he got hurt. I expect Pro Bowl if he stays healthy. Knock on wood. But I expect that from right tackle Terrence. Him and Lane Johnson will be out there representing the NFC. And, I know you said this too, but I just, when I look at what he said, overcome with pretty much every emotion. Just happy that it all paid off. It was a dream come true. I thought of this since I was very young. I just feel like, as being an undrafted that he was, if he stays healthy, knock on wood, he will be our right side tackle for maybe a decade, possibly. So I am hopeful that this works out, not just for this year or a week or two, for the length of the contract and beyond.
I said, short term and long term.
Yeah,
I love this move. I love it. And again, even if things end up going left when it comes to his health, for whatever the reason, the Cowboys have a pretty decent in case of emergency break glass button.
One last thing before we hit up the chat on this whole deal, get a couple quick comments in there, and drop your knowledge, guys, if you want to give your thoughts on the situation. But Cowboys, I think NFL ranked the young talent in the NFL, like NFL.com ranked the young talent on every team. You know where the Cowboys ranked on young talent? Second in the NFL. I don't know who first was, because who cares? But second, why? Because we have emerging superstars that are young still on this team.
Yeah, a lot of our key pieces are still in the rookie contracts right now.
Can we pay them all? That's the question that people are asking. Listen to this. As much pressure as we may put on the current present team of the Cowboys, the future does look bright as well. And let me explain, guys. The core of this team is very young. The result of drafting and developing. I know we were against this, and Stephen Jones kind of way, Jerry Jones, but I think Will McClay is the key here. He gets you the right guys. The coaches have to do the development. You see it. What you see a lot of times is a great job by the defensive side of things with Dan Quinn, developing these most of these, not everyone. You don't get them all, but you develop these guys. You're going to miss on some guys. You draft and develop these guys, and they become part of a heavy rotation, starting rotation, superstars, whatever they may turn into. And again, the Cowboys right now, the second best in the league as far as, I don't want to say identifying young talent. We may be number one on that. But we're second best in the NFL when it comes to, according to, this is perspective as well, opinion, but based on our core and our youth and how talented that core is and how young they are as well. Since 2014, Vice President of Player Personnel, Will McClay, took over the draft board. The Cowboys have selected an impressive 12 Pro Bowlers and 8 All-Pros since then. Now, it hasn't translated to playoff wins yet, Super Bowl wins, but few teams in the NFL have been better at finding their own superstars. Let me explain the young core here. CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard, Tyler Smith, Tyler Biadasz, Jason Renfro with a dollar holler right there, slipping that one in.
Thank you, Jason. A classic Go Cowboys.
Hell yeah.
Much love, Jason. Joining the Cowboys roster there.
Yeah, hey,
with a little addition. Sorry, that was a well-timed drop.
Jason, part of the team there. David Lauer, by the way, he's got 78 points. Was that planned there, Jason? You dropped into the Terrence Steele number up there, because Terrence Steele is another name here. I was just about to say his name. So here's the players, guys, that the young core of talented players we have on this team. CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard, Tyler Smith, Tyler Biadasz, Terrence Steele. Of course, on defense, Micah Parsons. I will include Oso Odigizua in there. Of course, Trayvon Diggs. And I will include Donovan Wilson. These are our guys we drafted. These are our guys we put together on this team. And these are some of the leaders, some of the best players on our team on offense and defense. So the Cowboys are fantastic at finding talent and then making sure that a talent develops into Pro Bowls, All Pros, whatever it may be, and beyond that. So any quick thoughts on the youth talent, I will say. It's not just the youth. You have a lot of young players you just got to build. We're young and talented. So any comments on that? Any comments on the Terrence Steele deal in the chat, or thoughts by you, baby?
Yeah. So real quick, first of all, everyone is overall big fans of the Terrence Steele.
I mean, I'm more of a fan now because yesterday I had a little bit, 5 years a lot. It's really 6 years. But I'm happy to hear the details, and it definitely worked out a lot better than they were yesterday.
Now, Stephen White did say the pass blocking needs to keep getting better.
For Terrence Steele, or for the team?
I think both.
But Terrence Steele, I know actually it's funny, we talked about Terrence Steele yesterday. Blocking wise, run blocking, one of the best. Pass blocking, he allowed what was it yesterday, guys? What were we talking about? Very few pressures, I think, last year. One of the least, I think, on the team. It was fantastic that, his numbers, and big upgrade from his first 2 years for Terrence Steele. And yes, as a whole group, the offensive line definitely has to get better. But last year feels crazy to me thinking Tyron Smith played right tackle. So I think this year playing left tackle, Tyler Smith at guard, Biotish center, Zach Martin at right guard, and Terrence Steele back there at right tackle. I feel really good about our offensive line. I believe when they're all healthy, it's a top 10 offensive line. PFF graded us 6th. But I'll say top 10. I'm good with that. That's good enough to win games and get 21, 24, 28 points a game on offense, and we will win every one of those games. I'm telling you. With our defense, we get 21 to 24 or 28 points. That's a victory for the Cowboys. And I don't care if it's playoffs, Super Bowl. I don't care what team we're playing. That's wins for the Cowboys.
So, let me see here. And now Rolando Rodriguez said Tyler Smith got hurt because they didn't play him, and he's just young, and I hope all the offensive line stays healthy.
We'll take a look at that in a moment.
Resin said, I hope Dallas puts more linemen from the draft in because we need those guys. I'm glad we're good with the undrafted free agents, but next year's lineman class is elite, so something
That's
else
key.
to keep
Very key.
in the back of your mind as far as like some of our future additions, some future help to the rest of the guys. Because remember, Terrence...
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead. I'm cutting you off. You said Terrence Steele?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that Terrence Steele and signing his contract is just, again, like we're locking down one of the consistent pieces here on our O-line that we especially need at a time where, the O-line's looking, I would say, a little bit turbulent and could definitely use that kind of stability that signing a guy like Terrence Steele could bring long term.
I see what you're saying. I agree. I also think that, remember, Mr. Montana 808, Chalk to Montana. Mm-hmm. He said running backs are solid next year, too. Very good.
Yes.
So that's two positions you may want to look at. No Pollard next year. You want to give some depth to your offensive line. There you go. I mean, I think you can go like running back maybe third round if it's that deep. You can go offensive line second round if you want to get a guy and develop him. Not necessarily starting this year, but you can also go first round on that side. And there's so many things we can do. It feels good, doesn't it? It feels good. I'm just saying, it feels good to be able to kind of sit back and say we kind of got most of our spots covered. And you might want to look at cornerback in the first round if it's light in depth. You want to go out there and get that cornerback in the first round because we're losing Gilmore next year. So I'm just saying there's just some things to think about, is all I'm saying, as we go forward. But, we'll have new worries every year. The good thing is that I think with running back and offensive line being stacked in college next year coming out, that's where we have to strike on those two positions. That's all.
So, let me see. I have to disagree a little bit there. John Montgomery said we could have used Zeke. Again, we could have used him. It's not that we couldn't have used him, but I do think this team has moved on and progressed past Ezekiel Elliott. So, we've outgrown him currently with the way that we're trying to run our offense. So, I'm
agree.
sure we'd find a way to use him.
I think that you look at him as Hunter Lipke as his replacement. And I know it's like disrespectful to Zeke, because it is. Jones has ran him into the ground. And the thing was, he's, I will say short yardage, that could be the difference, right? That short yardage could make the difference from Zeke. Last year we used him on short yardage, and it was a very good way of using him. Cowboys are hopeful. Again, like you said, baby, the way we're running our offense, it's going to be more like first downs. It's going to be like passing short passes and getting 3-4 yards on first down instead of running that, sometimes. So you're going to see that the run game is not going to be using like the short yardage as often. I guess the Cowboys believe Hunter Lipke or Tony Pollard or Rico Dowdle can do that stuff. And again, we're going to use that quick, kind of passing game kind of offense. I think that I agree with you. I think Zeke would have slowed it down some. And you can't just throw him in there where we're going to pass because, he's going to pass protect every single time. Everyone's going to know it. So, but I do think there could have been a way of using him. I just think Zeke wanted too much money and the Cowboys wanted to pay him. And, he's not better than Tony Pollard. So, he wanted probably closer to, I think he wanted, $4, $5, $6 million. There's no way the Cowboys giving him more than $2 million. Even that way seemed like too much for the Cowboys front office. So, I hear you about Zeke, but it was just, I didn't see it happening with this front office, and with Zeke asking for what he wanted.
Oh, and Justin Cathy, what's up? Hello and hi. So, Resin says Zeke wasn't getting any better, especially not, again, within our current offense.
I said this last year, if Ezekiel Elliott was utilized as a lesser and made Pollard get Pollard 60%, 70% of the snaps, and let Zeke get 10%, that would have helped Zeke be fresher, not get so beat up, not get so injured. And he'd be. I think that was the right way to go, and I think the Cowboys waited too long to do that, and then they still try to push him as the number one. Zeke could have been us with our team as a number 2, and the power guy, that kind of thing, and gets a lot less snaps. Probably would have made him last a little longer in the season as well. Anyways, we're not crying over spilled milk. Got to move on. And moving on, I guess we'll go to the next topic here, guys, which is Mike McCarthy. Before practice today, guys, he spoke from the Star in Frisco. And he had a nice kind of long introduction about what has stood out most from training camp to this point. So the beginning of training camp to this moment right now, as we get ready for the New York Football Giants for Sunday Night Football, what stood out the most from McCarthy from the start of training camp to now?
It's that Micah Parsons energy, right? McCarthy said, quote, "I think the competitive spirit of the team is higher than I've ever seen it in my 4 years here. I thought last year we hit the standard that we needed to, and I thought we were up and down in 2021. 2020 was a little bit of a blur because there was just so much that went on that year. Yeah. I think the competitive spirit of the team, you could see it from day one in training camp, and they've been very, very consistent with it. I think the physicality and the play style and the practice environment I thought was really good. And I think the overall outlook of how we went through camp, our efficiency was higher this year than it was last year. I think the efficiency of how we're training and how we're working was the thing that stood out for me from camp, or to me from camp."
I mean, I love that. You're hearing the kind of behind the scenes a little bit of what he's. Like
I said, that Micah Parsons energy,
yeah, the competitive spirit, guys, and I that's I guess you could say that's very infectious.
Yes,
and Micah definitely is pushing that around the team now. Mike McCarthy also, we talked about the Terrence Steele extension, other moves, this analytics team, this new team. Mike McCarthy spoke about them. And he said, quote, "I'm really excited about our analytics staff. They've really made an impact with our coaching staff." Specifically, he said coaching staff. So it's not about, they're not just dealing with Jerry Jones and Steven Jones. They're dealing with Mike McCarthy, Dan Quinn, and others, reporting back to other teams' trends, other teams' analytics and stats and statistics, and our own versus their guys. You know what I'm saying? So they're going right now. They're really integrating into the coaching side of things, not like it was in the past. So, again, John Parks, Sarah Malapalli, these people, they have been. Jerry Jones has gotten these people into the house here in this offseason to revamp the analytics department. Now we're one of the best in the NFL. We were probably one of the most stagnant, I would say. We're one of the best ones right now. Evolved, you can definitely say. McCarthy also said this morning that a Week 1 game means more, incomparables in matchup. He said, quote, there's reputation based on what you did last year, but it doesn't mean much. It doesn't mean much at all, he said. And he also estimated that 1 out of 3 plays that, basically when we face the Giants, 1 out of their 3 plays will be unscouted looks. All right? So, and that's going to go for our side too. So, he's assuming that the Giants are going to have some tricks up their sleeve. We know they're going to be going to have some trick, I don't say trick plays, but some disguising and some tricky stuff on that field for the Giants on offense and defense. And, Wink Martindale on defense. And I think on offense with Dabble and Kafka, they're going to be trying to fool us and misdirection us, and doing that a lot with a defense like ours that's just swarming. So, we know there's going to be about 1/3 of the plays of the Giants that are going to be unscouted looks. And the Giants are going to have about 1/3 of our plays are going to be also unscouted looks. So just keep that in mind. It's going to be I think it's going to be a little rusty, and these teams are going to learn each other throughout the game. Now, as far as the first game of the year, McCarthy said, quote, "This is really one game, but this is one game we need to go win." I agree. It's an NFC East battle, kicking off the season right. This is what you got to win.
Yeah, there's a little bit more riding on this Week 1 matchup, especially considering, like you said, it's not just any old Week 1 matchup. We're facing off against an NFC East rival. The Giants, like you've mentioned a handful of times, they did not get worse throughout their offseason.
Oh, no, they got better.
They've actually gotten better. So
did we.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I'm talking about that. But they're a tougher matchup than they were last year.
Exactly. And already last year, even I have to admit, they gave us a bit of a run for our money, even though we still came out with the wins, right? So I'm hoping to continue that streak. But
10-2.
But downplaying what the Giants are going to be trying to bring to us is not the way you do that. So I'm just saying I appreciate the approach here, where it feels realistic.
Yeah, and
I think is the best way of putting it, without giving them more credit than they deserve. Either.
And McCarthy doesn't. He's like taking this one serious. Like it's just one game. It's the first game. You can lose and still win this. It doesn't matter to him. It's a very it's a need already in week one because it's about to establish yourself.
Like the competitive spirit, that kind of Super Bowl energy or whatever. Like you don't get there by laying down and saying, "Yeah, it's okay. You can beat me up. It's fine." Like.
No, I get it. Listen, it's competitive. We got to get this win. It doesn't matter who we playing. But this again, Giants, NFC East, obviously divisional game. Got to get this win. So McCarthy also spoke about the running backs. He said, he saw the Cowboys as having last year, I think, 2 number ones. He said when it came to Zeke and Tony Pollard. He said, "quote Our room is different now, being Captain Obvious here, but Tony is the lead guy, and we got some young guys we're really excited about. This is the first year that we're different in the running back room." End quote. And I think it's great because you guys talk, some of you guys talking about Zeke, and we talked about the running back. Go back to our live stream where you see all the running backs from a couple days ago on the front screen there on the thumbnail. That's one I think you guys should watch. I do think, and I haven't seen many people talking about this, but we have a truly underrated running back room. Truly underrated with guys that are specialists in certain things and can do a variety of things that can really help this offense and the scheme that the Texas Coast offense that McCarthy has tweaked on this offense. So I really look forward to this. And I think McCarthy's kind of happy because he's kind of like got his kind of running backs now. It's not just, it's the Jerry Jones forcing you to use Zeke 80% of the time kind of offense, which was Kellen Moore, and he was cool with doing it that way. McCarthy, I think, wanted to go a different route, especially the fact that, unfortunately, Zeke was running to the ground by the Joneses. I'm going to keep saying that because it's not Zeke's fault. He was a great running back. Joneses overused him because they paid him and they felt they got to get the money out of him. So whatever. Either way, that's the running back situation from McCarthy's viewpoint. Now, he also did touch on the guy we just touched on and his new contract, Terrence Steele. Mike McCarthy said this about this new deal for Terrence Steele. Quote, "Terrence is the man. Look at his journey here. He's earned everything. I'm really proud of him." He said, we are all proud of him. And he also kept talking about the fact that, Terrence Steele did not experience a single setback in recovery from his knee injury. Showed up at the same time every day. It was like clockwork watching him attack his rehab.
So, again, obviously, outside of the fantastic job by, the surgeons, the doctors, everybody helping to take care of him, like, Terrence Steele seemed to have put in the triple work to rehab himself. Yeah. And like you said him more than maybe some other players can appreciate just how quickly NFL dreams can come and go. So clearly he said, I am going to make the most of this opportunity. And it was thankfully positively reflected because, like we said, like I said earlier, right? He came back sooner. Yeah. He came back even better than we expected. So
I think McCarthy has more stuff. I think you have another thing that McCarthy's talked about when it came to Terrence Steele. I thought you had something like that. He had. You had found it. That the Terrence Steele had. Kind of shown.
Oh yeah. Basically, and again, it did have to do with his rehabbing and stuff like that. He said it. He hasn't missed a day, and it's just Terrence. He's in there same time every day, and it feels like he never left. Called him a stud.
So. Obviously, the analytics room loved them. The coaches loved them. I didn't
know you rolled like that.
Will McClay loved them. I'm just saying, like, everybody is cool with and risk, and I'm cool with it. Now, a 2-year deal, basically, guaranteed. The 2 years, after that, we get a choice. So it's good enough. I think it's a good enough window to see how good he can be or if he's still going to be affected by the injury. And if and we can make a decision in 2 years. I love the deal. And great by the front office, by Terrence Steele, by the coaching staff. Everyone's loving this thing here. So, finishing up before we went to practice, there was another question asked about another player, Donovan Wilson. All right, Donovan Wilson, guys. Again, a player that had that hamstring issue the first couple of days of practice. I'm expecting him to play week 1. They asked Mike McCarthy, how is he progressing towards week 1 and playing against the Giants? According to McCarthy, quote, he's getting better. Had a good workout Friday, so he's getting close. All right. This is getting me a little nervous because Donovan Wilson's major ability is to track down and quarterback, quarterback spy Daniel Jones. He did a great job last year in New York. We need this guy in this game against Daniel Jones. To me, he's one of my keys for this game. I mean, I'm already planning my keys. I've been thinking about this for a while. A key on defense is Jaron Kearse. A key on defense is Donovan Wilson. Kearse takes out, someone like Darren Waller. and someone like Donovan Wilson takes out the running ability of Daniel Jones. That, all we got left is just, hey, collapse your defensive pass rush on Daniel Jones whenever you get a chance, and when everyone watch Saquon Barkley. We win. That's it. I mean, the defense should shut these mother effers down, but we need this guy here, Donovan Wilson, number 6, to help with the quarterback spy. Now, can Marquise Bell do it? Can others do it? Of course. But I think Donovan already has practice at this. He has a whole half of practice last year in New York. So, and it worked in the second game as well when we went in Dallas. Cowboys, Donovan Wilson. I gotta get more confidence he's gonna play this game. I'm a little bit nervous, just the way McCarthy's talking about it. Go to workout on Friday. He's getting close. We're getting close to the game too, Mike McCarthy. So I hope that there's no setbacks. It feels like there's a setback for some reason to me, but I hope there's no setbacks to Donovan Wilson's major piece of this team. Now, any quick comments today? Because I'm gonna go to practice here, and we're gonna get to the end. We're at the end of the stream, guys. I told you it's a quickie.
Yeah.
But we got to talk about a major injury, and that's going to take up a little bit of time here at the end of the thing. So, again, any quick comments in the chat? Or are we good? Are we caught up with everything? I want to make sure I give at least a couple comments.
Yeah, of course. Bama fan. Was it Bama fan who asked? Who was it? I think it was Double R. No, sorry. It was Getting Money. Double R was responding. Over under 1K rushing yards for Tony Pollard.
I mean, I can definitely see that. I also think the Cowboys
Pretty split.
Cowboys not really using the running, the running. I don't know. I mean, it's going to be interesting how they do it. But yes, I do believe Tony Pollard, more than possible. I would not be surprised at all if he got over 1,000 yards rushing. No question. And again, how many yards receiving is the bigger question.
Exactly.
200, 300, 500?
I will go ahead and take the over on that. Although I have to admit, I do think it's going to be close. Like, it's not like he's going to have, 13, 14, 1,500. It's not going to have some crazy thing there.
Rushing
he'll
yards,
have just a little over 1,000. And honestly, most of those will come from just, those Tony Pollard-esque type of situations where we see him,
splitting that run and pass.
Exactly.
It's going to be let's look at the yards from scrimmage for Tony Pollard. Probably one of the better ones in the league. Keep an eye on that, too.
So, and yes, guys, trust me, the overshown injury definitely still a little bit sore, a little bit raw.
That's where you could have used him against Daniel Jones. That's another player that could have been used. Now, Marquise Bell, I think, is somebody who's going to maybe do that a little bit more with Donovan Wilson. Now, you can see Malik Hooker, but you want him back there at free safety. Curse, you want him against Waller. So, you got Marquise Bell, you got Wanye Thomas. You got a couple other guys out there that I think can do that job, but Daniel Jones is a big guy. And Donovan Wilson's a big hitter. You got to make sure someone can take down Daniel Jones. Because some of these guys get run over by Daniel Jones.
Yeah. I think it's kind of easy to forget just how big he is and
big,
how hard he is to take down,
too. He's big and he's sneaky when he runs. So, he's a big, dopey-looking, giraffe-looking guy. Don't think he can't, get an extra 15 yards and get a first down on a run on a 3rd and 14. I've seen it happen to us. So Cowboys got to be ready. That's why you got Donovan Wilson needed back.
Bama fan said Deuce will be making some moves. Hell yeah, you know it.
He might get only 4 or 5 catches, though, in the game. He might only have the ball 4 or 5 times in his hands, Deuce. But when he has them in his hands, I would love to see him do something. Make him go loose on that field.
Tyron Church predicts Tony Pollard with 1,200 rushing yards.
There you go. I mean, anything over 1,000 is a win. I agree with you on that one, baby. So 1,200, 1,100. I wonder how many receiving yards he's got, because he might have over 500. That's going to make him an elite, scrimmage back right there, in my opinion.
So, let me see. Yeah, Jason Renfro, trust me, we're definitely excited to get Overshown back, but we definitely have to wait a little bit longer for that one. So, no, I think we kind of touched on most of the other points there. So, just a quick reminder, guys, before we move on to the last topic here. Take a second, hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell.
Boom.
Follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily, and hop in the Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below.
Much love to Jason Renfro, sponsor of the week. Also the gifting champion. 5 weeks in a row. Appreciate you, Mr. Jason Renfro. And the Cash App King, skeptical fan. He has 4 in a row on that Cash App side of things. David Lara still hanging in there on that stream boss with 78 Terrence Steele points. And when you look at this week's leaders, and you just have one day, not even a full day yet, not even a full stream yet. But when you look at this week, the man staying skeptical. He has a little mini takeover. He's currently leading the gifting board. I'm sorry, it's him and Jason Renfro tied for that gifting. But Jason's trying to go not just for 5, but he's trying to go for 6 on it right now and beyond. So much love to Jason Renfro. Much love to Skeptical Fan on that side. Skeptical is currently leading the overall board, and he's also leading the Cash App board. Skeptical Fan has a little mini takeover as well. Just want to give the big quick shout outs there. And again, big thanks to everybody who's dropped the love tonight so far, like Skeptical Fan, Jason Renfro, and Mark Hopesepian. And others out there like, in the membership side of things like Amazing Games, Roy Strasner, and Dwayne Broussard, the top dog. Now, you hit up the comments. Let's keep it rolling here, because the last topic of tonight is the practice and the injury that came out of practice. So first and foremost, let me just go through some jersey number updates. It was officially done now, guys. You see him on the field with the jerseys. Hunter Lipke, number 40. He's officially 40. Marquise Bell, officially number 14. Keep that in mind. He's not 41 anymore. He's 14. It's not Jabril Cox. Brandon Aubrey, officially number 17. Another one that kind of slipped through the cracks, Josh Butler, cornerback. He was number 40. He's changing to number 31 later this week. So that's going to happen as well. That was not announced until, I guess, today. But he's going to get that Tyler Coyle number. So now we got Josh Butler, practice squad, number 31. No Tyler Coyle back on the team. Remember that. Now, going through today's practice, what do we see on the field? Donovan Wilson, what's the update with him? He's going through the resistance band rehab as he continues to try to still work back from that training camp injury. McCarthy had said that, still seeing where he's going to be at. He says it was going to give us an update today about what's going on. He didn't say anything. That worries me. So when we look at him on the practice field, he was on the rehab side of things, which was disappointing to me. I don't know. I'm sad about this. I really think we need Donovan Wilson. I said it already for the reasons why, specifically number 1, shadowing and quarterback spying Daniel Jones, the Giants. So anyways, that's one guy. Okay, so kind of par for the course there. We kind of expected him not to really be out there going too much. That's what McCarthy said. What about this guy? Sam Williams. That's a guy, baby, you've been talking about him and that turf toe, and it's worrisome.
It's from the second it happened, I was just like,
worried.
Yeah.
And Sam Williams today, not spotted on the practice field. At least not to the portion open to the media. Now, he has turf toe. Still out. We're going to see him on the injury list on Wednesday. I'm sure we'll see what his status will look. But unlike Donovan Wilson, he was not even working out. When Donovan Wilson was working out, there's no working out for Sam Williams right now, who's a depth player, a pass rusher that, it's just the thing that worries me about. I'll tell you what worries me in a minute. But the point is, unlike Donovan Wilson, he was not working out. He actually was in street clothes, just completely resting, not doing anything today, doing practice. So keep that in mind when it comes to Sam Williams. Here's the thing, guys. I expect a lot from Sam Williams. I said this multiple times. Last year I expected kind of a slower start, but he was very effective in the snaps he got. And this year he's going to get more snaps. I'm really excited to see what he can do. Now I know he's had some issues. I don't really think the fighting is the issue, but I think it's more the marijuana driving with the gun and that kind of irresponsibility.
Although that doesn't give you turf toe, I'll admit.
No, but that's going to give him, it's another reason to say what's going on now. So
the turf toe just feels like a really shitty cherry on top of a situation Sunday there for Sam Williams.
The thing that's worse, the worst thing about the turf toe is how it's going to affect him. That's my issue. It's going to be a lingering issue, not just because it's a lingering issue, because of the position he plays and what his best things are what he does best, Sam Williams, is push off and get the acceleration. That's where you need your fucking toe.
Yeah, so that's definitely going to halt his development there.
And that's why the Cowboys have right now just put him in street clothes right now. I don't know if they're going to bring him out there for a practice or not, or just get him ready against the Giants and just hope for the best. But again, guys, the biggest issue is exactly what you said about this toe injury. The key for him, he cannot lose his fantastic ability to push off. That pushing off that foot, pushing off, that speed burst. Think of Mozzie Smith, who doesn't push off very well. And someone like Sam Williams, who is the reason that he's that good, is because of his push off. This is an issue. So hopefully this thing gets resolved sooner than later. Hopefully they're resting him, just ultra resting him now. It's just something minor. They did say it was minor. We'll have to wait and see.
They did,
but minor for toe turf is never minor,
Exactly.
So, anyways, that's a Sam Williams update. Now, another quick update, guys, on the field. And I do want to hear what you guys have to say on there. But another quick update is this guy, Jordan Lewis, J-Lou 2. Jordan Lewis was out there on the field getting some work in the short practice the Cowboys. Again, it was a short practice, a bonus. The Cowboys will never practice on a Monday, ever, unless maybe they play from the Thursday before. But they'll never really practice on a Monday. If they do, it would be a short one like today. Today was the first little mini practice to kick off, I guess you could say, the week. But there was, we got an extra day this week because there's no game yesterday. So, again, Jordan Lewis out there getting some work. I'm cautiously optimistic that he'll be ready this week. I think it'll be probably week 2 when you see a little more Jordan Lewis in the true starting lineup for the Cowboys. And then we got Jay Walter.
Thank you for summing it up. Appreciate you, Jay.
Yes, appreciate you, and welcome to the family, Mr. Walter. Now, I want to say one other person out there, another player, Nahshon Wright. Nahshon Wright, remember, guys, he's on IR. He's missing the first 4 weeks of the season. He will not be eligible to return against any team until week 5 against the Niners.
All right.
But, again, that's October 8th, by the way. So he's on IR. But we saw him out there today, and he was out of his boot. So it looks like, he probably could have been back by week 2 or week 3. The Cowboys said we need an extra spot here. We're not going to cut Nahshon Wright, so we'll keep him on IR, keep him on ice for 4 weeks as we, use that other spot, listen, I'm not saying he would have been back for week 1 or even maybe week 2. But he probably didn't have to wait to week 5. Cowboys might have said, we're going to cut you if you don't, So who knows? That could be, the reason he's still here. Either way, it's good to see Nahshon Wright out of that walking boot fully now. I know he had it kind of on and off. It's fully out of that, as he continuing his rehab from that high ankle sprain. So now that's the first patch of updates from today's practice. But, there was a couple other little things, right? Like who was out there on the field wearing new numbers? I told you a couple guys already. How about this guy? Jaron Kearse. He was out there wearing the number 1. He wore, again, it's an old number for him. He wore this at Clemson. We discussed this all last week. So you saw Jaron Kearse for the first time in his new jersey. So congrats to Jaron Kearse, number 1. And, hey, let's talk about, real quick, guys, a guy who we talked about already a little bit. It's going to be important for this game against the Giants because trenches are everything in this game. Tyler Biadasz. Listen to this, guys. Again, he's been the anchor of the Cowboys' offensive line. You got to shout out this guy. And, again, he just having a great development. Every year he keeps getting better and better. He's on his last year deal. He's a guy I added to the list of players that we may have to sign before we hit, he hits free agency. Biadasz, guys, is a key he's a key to the offensive line. He's an underrated piece on this offensive line. Who do you think makes the offensive line calls? I mean, he got some help in the past from other players and Zach Martins and stuff. He's the one that does it. Tyler Biadasz, guys. He complements his IQ with good quickness, good balance, great strength. The Cowboys ask him to block on the move a lot as a center. That could be tough. He does a nice job of climbing to the second level, and then he does a great job of pulling that from center as well, which is, again, let me reiterate, it is rare for centers. In NFL speed, right, nowadays, it's rare for a center to pull. It's rare for a center to do a good job climbing to the second level and blocking linebackers, to move while blocking. Biadasz, do not, again, I've been good on this guy. I've been like, let's give him a shot, and he keeps getting better and better. Pro Bowl last year, I think he still can get better. And I really like what he's showing so far this year. Now, you guys sense the theme here, a lot of offensive line talk. Everything was good here until this guy right here, Tyler Smith, unfortunately did get hurt, guys. Now, look, I don't have a shitload of information on what happened, like what's gonna be the situation with him. Tomorrow we'll know. I'd say Wednesday we're gonna know a lot more. But guys, this rookie phenom last year is stupid. I mean, he's one of the anchors of youth on this offensive line. Tyler Smith. Unfortunately, what happened at practice today, he walked off the practice field towards the conclusion, towards the end portion that was open to reporters of their on-field practice. Tyler Smith walked over to the head athletic trainer, Jim Moore, and then he exited the field completely. So, again, this is game week now. We got the Giants coming up. They got a revamped defensive line. Tyler Smith, guys, exited this practice. And what was the reason for this? Discomfort with that hamstring. Hamstring issue. I'm really knocking on wood. It's just something minor because, again, the initial belief right now is that it's quote-unquote minor. But, let's hope that
whatever follow-up testing and information or whatever backs up that initial belief, right?
But as you know, a hamstring, that is minor, is still something that could keep you out a couple weeks.
Yeah, similar to the turf toe. Hamstrings can be the type of long-term lingering injury. Heck, didn't we just talk about a guy who's going to see a specialist because he has a hamstring issue?
Yeah, Cooper Kupp.
There we go, Cooper Kupp. I almost said Chris Jones, and I'm like, definitely not Chris Jones. But yes, Cooper Kupp is off to see a specialist because of his hamstring and his problems there.
We just had Donovan Wilson, who had that hamstring issue, right? Mm-hmm. And he had to, he was limping. It was a little different. I mean, it seemed like Tyler Smith was limping, but Donovan Wilson was, he's out for fucking 4 weeks, this guy. He still might not be ready for week 1. So that's the worry here for me. And at every position we need someone like Tyler Smith on this offensive line. With the issues we had, guys, we talk about an injury on this offensive line, and we're a couple days away, and we got to get an injury. This is the worst thing that could have happened to us, in my opinion, on probably the weakest part of our team when you look at depth. So it seems like this is a hamstring discomfort. It seems like it's minor. Still got to wait for more details, not just tomorrow. I know Jerry Jones speaks tomorrow morning, guys, so he might give us some more Jerry Jones BS, but look for Wednesday when McCarthy speaks to really get the information we're going to have to need on this situation with Tyler Smith. Listen, let me be real about this. When it comes to this Giants, and yes, somebody asked me to put up the picture of the emojis we have about the Giants. How about that? You guys know what that says right there? Fuck the Giants. I'm going to leave it at that. But I'm going to put this guy on top of that because we need him against this Giants team. Let's do a quick, this is the quick little, sneak peek, I guess you can say, or, if you want to look at, we never really look towards a new team on Monday before a Sunday game, right? It's too early. But, we had to kind of do a little quick peek, at least. A little quick peek at the New York Giants and the Giants here. And drop your emojis if you got them, because we got that one and a couple more. I'll be switching this Giant one here to other ones like trash, the NY with the little finger and the thing, and then you got the tiny TINY. You guys will see it. You guys have the emojis. We'll be switching it up and having a good laugh every day. But in the meantime, we need this guy back here, number 73, Tyler Smith. Let me explain why, guys. The difference in this game against the Giants, it's not going to come from Dak Prescott. It's not going to come from Daniel Jones in the sense of their arm. It's going to be coming from the trenches. And you look at the Cowboy offensive line versus the Giants defensive line. We got to have everyone healthy. You look at guys like Zach Martin and the interior, Zach Martin, Tyler Biadasz, and Tyler Smith, right? The two guards and the center. They're going to be facing guys like Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, and Ashawn Robinson. That's going to be, we need our best guys in there, and we need them as healthy as possible. So Tyler Smith, get back on there as fast as you can, please. Even Tyron Smith was spoken to today. It was kind of not an official interview, but he briefly discussed his matchup with the Giants' defensive edge rusher. Now, I just told you 3 guys, right? Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, and Ashawn Robinson. These are interior players, 3 techs, 1 techs. In there that's going to be going. What's up, Sheldon Johnson? Welcome to the family.
Subbing it up.
Yes, welcome to the family and go Cowboys. But Tyron Smith, again, I talked about Zach Martin, Tyler Smith, Tyler Biadasz inside in the middle against these other 3 interior defensive lineman kind of guys, right? But you look at the edge rushers, you got to look at Terrence Steele and, of course, Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith discusses matchup with the Giants edge rusher, a guy we liked, coming out from the draft, Kayvon Thibodeau. And basically, Tyron Smith spoke very well of this young edge rusher, again, in his second year. He emphasized that Thibodeau has, quote, sneaky power and speed power, a speed to power ability off of the edge. So Tyron Smith is ready for Thibodeau this game. Definitely a matchup. We talk about matchups we're going to talk about this week. That's another matchup to look for. Their defensive line versus our offensive line. If we keep these guys off of Dak, we should pick them apart. Their weaknesses go in linebackers and secondary. So we got to make sure guys like Tyler Smith are here and healthy for this game. So that you understand why this is a major thing here. We cannot lose this guy, or else our offense will slow down, and everyone's going to start saying Dak sucks. And it's not only that, but hopefully, and here's my hope, Mike McCarthy has instilled already this offense that's going to be about getting the ball out in 2 seconds, not 3 seconds, or or longer. It's about the 2 or 3 reads at most, and then breaking the pocket, extending the play, looking to run, whatever it may be for Dak Prescott. That's my hope for situations, whether it is a broken offensive line or an injury that you might see already on week 1 against the Giants. So it has begun, right? Now, when it comes to the Giants and the Cowboys in this game, and you look at the ESPN just over the whole year predictions, their bold predictions, sleeper candidates, and all that stuff, the Cowboys win projection, according to ESPN, 9.5 wins. That's so despicable, so disrespectful. So they gave the Cowboys a 68% chance of making the playoffs. Nah. It's crazy. I see some people telling the Cowboys should be a Super Bowl team, and other players are saying we maybe have a 70% chance to get in the playoffs. I don't know about that. Look, I guess everyone has their ways of doing their mathematics. I'm figuring this out. I just say let's see them play. That's what matters. Week 1 officially began today, and the Cowboys are again. They practiced this morning in the divisional match for the divisional matchup against the Giants. The Cowboys we've won our last 10 games in a row against the New York Giants when Dak Prescott has been our quarterback, and I think most of us already knew that, right? I mean, Dak Prescott is 10-2 against the Giants. And again, some games he didn't play, so we did lose a couple, but he wasn't there. Lost the first 2 he ever played against the Giants. Hasn't lost since 2016 to the Giants. So Dak Prescott, there again. Giants probably had the best chance to beat Dak Prescott this week 1 matchup. Now, I want to say one last thing about the Giants team. Listen to the different week 1 starters for the Giants from last year to this year.
All right.
Kenny Golladay at receiver, who sucked. It was a big blow for them to pick him up. Now they have Darius Slayton starting. Upgrade there. Receivers, David Stills. Now they have Isaiah Hodgins starting there. Richie James was there last year. Paris Campbell took over that spot. Now, they're better. They ain't that much better. That's why everyone's talking about Mike Evans coming down. He ain't coming, but that's what they're saying. Now, at tight end, they still got Daniel Bellinger, who's been compared to, he's one of the guys that is compared to like Ferguson from the Kelsey mindset, right? That these are the next guys, the next group of guys. Bellinger was their starter, so he's got some upside. But of course, they got Darren Waller, who's the starter now. So that's one of the keys there to Kearse's involvement there. And they had John Feliciano last year. Now they have John Michael Schmitz, the rookie who we really like. He's their starting center, and he's doing well. So again, a lot of new revamped offense, a lot of offensive pieces revamped. Now, what about defense? Last year at linebacker, they had Tay Crowder and Austin Calitro. Those are their starters. Now they have Bobby Okereke and Mitch McFadden. I'm just saying, yes, they have new names, but are they truly that much better? I mean, they got a little upgraded there. I'm not scared of this. There's cornerbacks, Aaron Robinson last year and Darnay Holmes. Now Deonte Banks, good player, Trey Hawkins. Those are their starting cornerbacks. Safety, Julian Love. Now Jason Pinnock. So, they definitely have some upheavals. I think most of them for the better. Some, wash. Cowboys own the Giants. We should be able to beat this team at a first look. Tomorrow we're going to take a true first look at this team in our matchup against the Giants. And throughout the week, guys, we're going to talk about matchups, deeper dives, keys to victory kind of deals, all the way to kickoff. So get ready. It's just starting right now. And I just wanted to say, again, another group of guys that kind of knew this Giants team. You can say Kayvon Thibodeau and Azeez Ojulari. They did not start week 1 last year because of injury. So now they'll be there now again. Because they're healthy, not injured. So Cowboys got to be ready. Cannot sleep on the Giants. Cowboys are favored by 3. And, it really, because the Giants are home, it really would be a 6-point favorite for the Cowboys. But in the end, guys, the prognosticators are making this a close, sneaky game because NFC East, week 1 in New York, a lot of questions about our offense, the scheme. We haven't even seen anyone play, our starters play out there as a group, against it. So that's what they're saying. Hey, let them doubt. other than this guy right here, Tyler Smith. Oh, you can't see him now, but other than Tyler Smith's issue right now, I'm taking off the wrong things here. Other than Tyler Smith's issue right now, I mean, Donovan Wilson, I guess you can say as well. But really, we can live without Donovan Wilson, even to some extent with some of the other guys we have. I don't think we can live without Tyler Smith. So to me, this is what I'm watching now. And again, Sam Williams, we can live with that too if he misses a week. We have other guys, a Fowler that can step in there and all that stuff. But this is the one guy we cannot be missing. Out of all the bumps and bruises, we cannot be missing Tyler Smith. So I'm really eager to find out what's going on with his hamstring. How serious is it? Is he going to be ready for the Giant game on Sunday Night Football? Baby, I'll let you take it away. Last comments, last thoughts by you and the chat as he get ready to drop out of here, dip out for the night. I'm my Cowboys family.
The Double R said, the Giants have some good players, but not good enough to beat the Cowboys.
Upgrades, still not as good as our upgrades or our players. I believe it's like, we're a much better team right now than the Giants, even if they've improved. We've improved as well.
So, no, definitely agree on that one. Let me see here. Rolling back. Steve White said, they have Hyatt.
Yeah, as a receiver, but I don't think he's starting. He's not their starter yet. He will be, though. He will be. Tennessee rookie.
Let me see. Bama fan throwing out there. Can't wait to see Sam back on the field wreaking havoc.
Me too. We just gotta see that
he's gonna come back.
We gotta see that toe's gotta be good, or he won't be wrecking havoc.
True. He's only be wrecking himself, I guess.
Well, I'm saying he's got to get that toe fixed, and let's hope it doesn't hurt him throughout a game.
So Double R also said, my son had turf toe last season, and I can say it was painful to watch as a parent. Poor guy still tried, but he just couldn't. And
that's exactly what I'm saying. Like if Sam Williams is out there on the field and he's trying, and that toe is just too much issue, then that is going to be detrimental to his game. He's not going to be able to play. And I'm not saying that like he'll be out for the whole game. He just won't be able to play either as much, or we need more Fowler, more guys in the mix there to take those snaps that he's going to have to, not partake in. And we're talking about maybe 20 snaps, 30, 25 snaps. Those are vital snaps right there. But again, we have guys that make it up. The bigger loss is Tyler Smith. We cannot lose Tyler Smith.
So, man, you guys cracked me up. Scorpio said the toe has to go. No toe, no more toe turf.
Yeah, gotta get rid of that.
So, can you play without a toe? Like, can you play football if you're missing a toe? Like, in the sense of, like, obviously you could. I'm not saying you can't. Just saying, like, does missing a toe affect your play?
Your
like,
balance.
I'm assuming if it's your big toe. Like, that's not what I mean. I'm talking, like, one of your other ones. I don't know. Interesting question there. So, what's up, Tommy Montoya? Much love to you. Again, huge shout out to everybody here chilling, hanging with us. I do truly believe we're going to continue our streak of laying the smackdown on the Giants. I'm honestly not overly concerned at this moment, although I think we have slightly differing opinions on Donovan Wilson, which is really just the biggest kind of, holy shit question mark I have heading into this week as far as like on our side of things. Like, is he going to be...
And Tyler Smith. Yes, those both. I mean, are you talking about?
Well, I think Tyler. I actually do believe our front office when they say that it's going to be minor. Like,
but as we say, we know minor. So you're not worried about Tyler Smith right now?
Okay, in a more long-term sense, yes. But we're talking about just this 1 week 1 matchup here. But whatever.
Okay, no. I'm trying to figure it out because the hamstring will only get better in the future. But if he plays this week, it could be damaging that future. So I think he's more in danger of missing this game than the future games. I think when it comes to hamstring, when it comes to turf toe, that's going to be when it comes to Sam Williams, that could just spur up any single time, in any moment it could come up. It could it get worse and better throughout a season, and it'll linger. So they all have their issues, they all have their worries. But to me, the Tyler Smith one is again Donovan Wilson been worrying me because it's a hamstring, right? We're just literally talking about. Well, I guess it's a calf injury, not a hamstring. It's a calf injury. It's a calf strain, though. There's a hamstring issue. Is it a strain yet? Is it just tender? Like, what's the deal going on? And how long he's got to miss? That's the biggest question right now in my mind, over everyone else in this. Even Donovan Wilson. Like that, we can fix these other players if they're all missing. If we're missing Sam Williams, we're missing Donovan Wilson. We can do something. If we're missing Tyler Smith, baby, TJ Bass is starting. TJ Bass is starting. I'll leave it at that.
I agree. So, yeah, Scorpio said TJ Bass can hold down the spot for Tyler Smith.
I have to see more proof. And against a good interior of the Giants, I think he'll do better than he did when we saw him out there. He still did very well. I just going to worry a lot about the consistency of being able to do that the whole game. His first game, an undrafted guy. I hope the best. I know he's done great, but it's going to be a downgrade. Huge downgrade. No Tyler fucking Smith out there.
But with that said, guys, again, let me do some shout-outs here.
Yep, wrap it up.
Like our sponsor of the week, Jason Renfro.
Mr. Renfro.
The sponsor of the week, he's also the membership gifting leader currently.
Not the leader. He's got
Man, I always forget what we call it. I'm sorry. The
champion.
membership gifting champion. There we go.
5 weeks in a row. You see my shirt? He got 5 on it. He's going for that 6 and beyond. He's in a tie in first place with Skeptical Fan.
That's right.
And currently, he's second place on the overall board because Skeptical Fan's above him there. It's a battle, baby. It's a battle. One place where Skeptical Fan is definitely in front, not just on the overall board, 2 places, I guess, but as the Cash App leader. Skeptical Fan's in first place on that spot currently. Jason Renfro's a little behind him, but and I'll say this again, holding it down this time around. For this entire week, it's Snug X holding that Cash App for 4 straight weeks. David Lara got 76 points on the stream boss, still in that green, keeping it crispy and clean. Much love to you, David Lara. Snug X, Skeptical Fan, who got the lead over there. Jason Renfro got the sponsor of the week, tied up there with Skeptical Fan on the gifting side of things. Oh, wait. I just something pop up on it? There it is. Now, I guess the tie's now broken now, baby. Although first place is still Skeptical Fan. Jason Renfro now has broken the tie as the gifting leader.
Oh, thank you, Jason. Appreciate you, of course. Much love.
Yes.
And congrats to Antron Hemingway for the gifted membership there.
Yeah, he gets it. And that puts Skeptical in second by himself for now, of course. And Jason in first as of this moment with 2 gifted. He got a safety. Skeptical still got that 1 point. So, again, appreciate everybody in the house. I can't say enough about gifting memberships. It's awesome. As the season's going to kick off, drop them if you got them as we do our outro, guys. Yes, drop your emojis. If you're in the navy, blue, silver, or star, or over everything level, you can do that. And we have all those anti-giant emojis. Have some fun with them. So, again, guys, I think, did you do all the shout-outs, baby? In the chat yet, or
no, I haven't gotten.
Okay, no, okay. We shout everybody out. When it comes to the leaderboard and all that stuff, and of course, people drop the love tonight or membership. Dwayne Broussard, Roy Strasner, Amazing Game, Skeptical Fan, Jason Renfro, and Marco Seppian, all the way from Hawaii. We got 5 on it. All right, baby, time to do those final shout outs, and let's call it a night here. Kicking off a new week, the first week of our 2023 NFL season.
We have Scorpio, Double R, of course, Skeptical Fan, always staying skeptical. Jason Renfro representing here as well. Stephen White, much love. Splenda Papi in the house. We have Tommy Montoya. Almost shutting myself out, of course. Brandon James, John Womack, Sheldon Johnson. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Getting money. We have Bama Fan. Let's see. Tokyo in the house. 808 Cowboy. Raul. Tyrone Church, much love. John Montgomery, take it easy. Resin. Even Lee Side when he was allowed to stay.
I think I even have an anti-Houston Texan. Throw that down for him when whenever he comes back around. And guys, thank you for being here with us, baby. I want you to tell everybody why we do this each and every night here, kicking off another week. Why do we do this here on My Cowboys Family on YouTube?
It's that navy blue, that silver too, that star over everything.
Oh yeah, win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly. Here on this channel, we always rep that star over everything. And hey, when it comes to 6+ years here on YouTube, 7th season of doing this thing with the live reactions, and we started off a couple months before our first season, right? So we're into our 7th season, deep into our 6th year already. Guys, thank you for being along for the ride. And here on My Cowboys Family, never ever forget the number one thing here, now, and forever. As always, go Cowboys. Let's get that 6 and beyond. Thank you all for dropping your knowledge in the chat all night long. Appreciate you guys. Truly, we cannot have this without your thoughts about our team, our Dallas Cowboys. And also, can't do this without your drops of love from above, gifting membership, jumping into the membership, the thanks button, the super chats, the cash apps, and all that good stuff, guys. Truly humbled by the best fans of all YouTube. Drop them if you got them, guys. You know what to do. And also, baby, now it is time officially on the channel to drop out for the night, clock out for the night, and reload tomorrow for another one as we get a deeper, I would say a true first look at this giant team tomorrow right here on My Cowboys Family. And, of course, any updates on Tyler Smith and all the other very important stuff. We'll be back tomorrow, baby, after we relock and reload. But in the meantime, before we drop out for the night, tell everybody what we got to do here before we do that.
We got to drop the beat.
And that beat's been dropped, guys. Thank you once again for repping it here. Repping that star for everything right here with us on My Cowboys Family. We'll be back tomorrow for another one. I hope you guys enjoyed this one here as we get ready for those New York trash, New York Vagiants, whatever you want to call them, the Tinies. Either way, guys, you can be happy with this for today when we talk about the Giants. You know what I mean? And here, when we talk about our Cowboys, we got another chat in the books. You see, we're hoping that Sam Williams' toe is going to be good for the Giants game as he's stomping all over them. Curse and all the new numbers out there, they're ready. Curse got a big role here to stop Waller. That's one of my keys, baby. And, of course, Terrence Steele's contract. I love it now. We talked about that, so much more. The biggest guy on the screen right there, Tyler Smith, that injury, hamstring discomfort. We need more information on this. Against a very tough Giants interior, we need Tyler Smith. Guys, we chatted about everything here about our Cowboys on another MCF Cowboys chat. You know what it's about here on this channel. Here in MCF, about that navy blue, silver too. Star over everything. Never forget the number one thing right here in My Cowboys Family. Much love to everyone. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another one. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, and have a good night, guys. Stay safe. Much love to all. Peace. And never, ever forget. Go Cowboys!